What's up, youngins, hipsters, fellow teens, homies? You can tell I'm pretty hip with the times in your slang. I'm cool. Cool as the iceberg that sunk the Titanic. Whew, just a little bit of my dark, twisted humor. But the point I'm trying to make is that I'm rad, and I can prove it. I spend 8 hours a day at the skate park eating shit on every trick. Just a typical day. You know what really bums me out? School! Such a snooze fest, dude. I hate school so much. And I pass the time by doing some rad activities. So here's a thorough list of the whacked out shit I've done in school. So, we can start with a broad topic. I've done a very specific thing throughout elementary school numerous times, and basically, I'd want to start a club or something. And so I'd get a ton of people to sign up for it, aka 95% of the class. But here's the thing. All of these would be immediately canceled every single time. I remember in grade 4 or 5, I wanted to do my own Geometry Dash mega collab, but I had no industry ties. So I went around to everyone saying, hey, want to build a Geometry Dash level? And I had a good 20-something signees. The following day, I announced to everyone that I just didn't feel like it, and the whole thing was over. This is the first and only time I got called out on my bullshit. Similarly, for my birthday, I was gonna go see Transformers last night with a big group of friends. This movie fucking sucks, by the way! My mom, however, said to me that we would only be able to realistically drive 2 people. This kind of sunk my heart, but I came up with a solution. One day, I drew a picture of the movie's logo with the sword and the text and everything, went to the front of the classroom and during a free period, stood there waving the fucking piece of paper, waiting for people to come up and sign it to go to my birthday party. I got 2 people who weren't even gonna be originally invited to sign, and that's that. Then, my friend Ethan, who I promised was invited, came up to me and was pissed the fuck off about this. But here's the thing, we realized we could just host the party at the movie theater, so the original roster of invites was set in stone all along. There is a final one of these I'd like to bring up, because this sparked another argument with Ethan. We've had some really fucking petty beefs in elementary. This one was really stupid, though. So, I always had an idea to create some sort of game that involves dice, and no matter what, it'd be named Dice-O-Rama. This, of course, got turned into another sign-up sheet lunch club, and this time it was going to happen as soon as I got enough people to sign up. The sign-up sheet filled pretty damn quickly, and so everyone was like, okay, how do you play? Here's the fucking thing, I didn't even know how to play! And so I started making up shit, just random shit on the dot, but randomly, Ethan chimes in and explains how to play true Dice-O-Rama. This caused an argument, and eventually Ethan made his own fucking club for true Dice-O-Rama. But I don't think that led to anything. So that's the history of sign-up sheet clubs, I guess. One more thing I did in elementary school before we move on to middle school, and I'm still a bit pissed off. I actually did nothing wrong. We did nothing wrong. This happened in 4th grade, and it goes like this. Ezra came up to me one lunch. You probably remember him from the Creek Kids video. But anyways, he comes up to me and asks, hey, want to go to Dollarama at lunch? Pretty big news to me back then. I always knew it as you ate lunch in the classroom. I never considered leaving and getting food. I had a feeling you weren't allowed to leave, but I was only 67% sure about that. And because of that, I said, fuck it, and we went to Dollarama. We came back just in time and unscathed. Because of this, I thought, hey, this ain't so bad. Going forward, me and Ezra did this once a week for a long while. Sometimes we bring another friend Zach one time came with us. But this led to a day where we decided to turn it into an event of some sorts. We weren't bringing just one other person. We were bringing 3. We brought our friends Richard, Simon, and Chase along with us this time. It was a sunny day. We bought 3 bags worth of stuff. Everything went to plan. And then we had to run in with a certain friend group. Okay, so this group of fucking bitches decided to tell on us that we left, and because of this, we spent the whole day in the office. They were treating us like we committed arson, but here's my point of view. We got to Dollarama and back. We got back in time. We paid for everything with our hard-earned allowances. We left during lunch, which is a period for your own free time. What the fuck is the true issue here? I wholeheartedly still think we should have been let go for this. Till this day, I don't see a good fucking reason for getting punished so severely. Though, for a brief side note, we got calls from all our parents, and that led to a very disturbing moment at the time. You see, all the people I was with were the cool kids. I wasn't cool, but I was known and relatively respected. I remember all of them just fucking crying, having to call their parents. And that was so weird to me. I don't say this to demean them or anything. Just, it was strange considering these guys were the big shots in my school. So, I did a lot in elementary school that I completely forget by now. And because of that, we're moving on to stuff I did in middle school. Let's start with a really dumb one. At the start of grade 6, a certain recess went down. So, there were a lot of leaves, and the girls were trying to make a leaf pile. One of the guys decided to just jump in it and ruin everything. And every time they attempted to rebuild it, the guys destroyed it again. So, the girls combated this by throwing leaves at the guys. Little did the girls know that whenever they humble a man, the men will be so hurt that they all band together against the girls. This turned into a whole leaf gender war. Though, this did end pretty sour. Luckily, this was toward the end of recess, but my friend Saran handed me a baseball he found and told me, "You should cover that in leaves and throw it at them." And I was like, oh, fuck yes. That's exactly what I did. I luckily missed. But that pretty much died everything down as it was becoming notably dangerous. That baseball was the equivalent to World War II's Hiroshima, a weapon so bad we called it quits. Grade 6 was a pretty crazy year, and because of that, one of the craziest things I've ever done took place, and it was during online school. I got ragged on so badly by people for this, but I honestly didn't care because in the end, I faced no repercussions for it. So, like everyone else, we had the Google Meets and shit, and my class specifically abused the absolute fuck out of the chat feature. We would just say stupid shit and spam, but we eventually started posting video links to usually memes, and I'd post the occasional old YouTube horror video to show everyone that I'm so cultured. I did this a lot, and one day I decided that it was now getting boring. Something needed to be spiced up. Going back to my last video, this is where I was watching a lot of porn, and connecting those dots, I got the worst idea ever. I copied the link to X videos and posted it into the fucking chat. Listen, I actually almost got away with this. One person pointed it out and got buried under other chats. That same person ratted me out later on after no one seemed to have caught on to it. So, what happened afterward? Chat was permanently disabled for the rest of the year. I got like half grounded by my parents. I just wasn't allowed to use the computer during non-school hours, which was certainly a punishment considering I rarely did any work in the first place and just played games the whole fucking time. My whole neighborhood actually learned what I did, but only one mother actually cared. That mother in question has always been like the neighborhood patrol, except no one listened to her. She posted a bunch of anti-Creek Kid stuff when it was happening, which I recently learned. So skip grade 7 because I didn't do too many wacky activities. But grade 8! In short, this is my last year before school gets serious, and I can actually determine my life. At this point, fuck everyone, go crazy. That is the mindset I had going into grade 8, and I did a lot. There's one specific thing I'll discuss, but let's speed run some other stuff. One of my friends broke his ankle and rode on one of those scooters. He let us ride it around on it sometimes. This led to us pushing one of the guys on the scooter down the hallway, in which he ran into a fucking teacher. That same guy pulled a legendary stunt during sex ed, where the whole time he just asked extremely offensive questions. My favorite one was, is 1 inch average, which sent the class into a fucking riot. I don't know how common snack bins are in other schools, but we had them at mine, and they started putting fucking hard-boiled eggs in the snack bins. One day, we were sort of playing hot potato with the egg, and I put it down this one guy's shirt, and on top of that, when I tried to throw it out, I slam dunked it, and it fucking exploded everywhere because I kinda missed. I ate lunch with the second graders for a week because of that. So there's this one girl who was the weird kid, and she was the weird kid for a good reason. You know who you are. Stay away from my boyfriend, please. Anyways, I found her TikTok and just spammed the fuck out of her comment section, which led to her deleting her TikTok account. The school treated this really seriously. I kind of felt bad about it at the time, but after this fucker started trying to get involved in my current relationship, I don't regret a fucking thing. But this brings us to one of the best memories I have from that year. Okay, the whole day was a torture chamber for our substitute. I flipped a desk earlier in the day, but shit hit the fan during gym class. My school isn't the richest, and so our gym doubles as the auditorium. And throughout all of grade 8, whenever people were in the gym with a substitute or as a workspace, me and a huge group of people would always be behind the curtains fucking around. I have some pretty funny stories behind those curtains, but that's what we did, and we pretty much skipped the whole class. Eventually, we got more people to come behind the curtains, and more, and more. So fast forward to the end of class, and half of all the guys are behind the curtains, and as the class left, we all collectively agreed to hide. We hid behind the curtains and skipped independent reading. A lot of other students said fuck it and went back to class, except for me, Nemesis, and my friend Logan H. We stayed there for a while and then went to the bathroom. We almost skipped the rest of the day, and we should have on top of that. For some reason, we just went back to class where we got in deep fucking shit the next day. It gave me those memories, so it was worth it. We probably made that substitute choose another career path, though. That's a collection of the craziest things I've done in high school. Well, I'm no goody two-shoes in high school. It's just that high school is more serious, and since I've gotten amazing grades in high school, I don't want to sour my image too much. Craziest thing I've done in high school was definitely when, not just me, but the whole football team grew tired of this one teammate's bullshit. There's layers to this. He ran his mouth a lot, tried selling drugs to us, and was a known pig when it came to girls. And most notably, he fucking sucked. We decided to dedicate the entire practice to fucking with him. He was slapped by our team captain in the locker room, and a video was recorded, which was a mistake because that got us all suspended and our fucking Under the Lights game canceled. Thank God this season happened, because they could have suspended us all they wanted, but that was the true punishment. Lesson learned, I guess. Anyways, good talk.